Greetings everyone and welcome to Collector Corps. Today we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends series Build-A-Figure Xemnu Wave Supervillains Lady Deathstrike. And I'll be quite honest, I'm slowly working through supervillains. I don't know when this is actually going to be uploaded because I have a little bit of a backlog right now. But yeah, it's been a long while since I got any of the other supervillains figures. And it does appear that I am slowly but surely building Xemnu. I didn't really care for Deathstrike, but I saw her really cheap. And so, here she is, I picked her up. You know, it's another Xemnu piece. I'm probably going to end up finishing this wave at some point. So, yeah, let's just open her up and, yeah, see if she's better than I think she is. Which, I hope so, because I don't really think this figure is that good, I'll be honest. And getting Deathstrike out of the packaging. First off, I just want to say, I do actually quite like the overall look. It's not necessarily my mind's eye of Lady Deathstrike, which I think is mostly why I'm not too fond of this figure, but it is Lady Deathstrike. I recognise it. You know, if you just showed me a picture of this figure and asked me what Marvel character it is, which I think you would have to emphasise the fact that it is a Marvel character, I would be able to identify it as Lady Deathstrike. It's a very, you know, clear version of her. It's a very obvious, like, incarnation, but it's just, I don't know, there's something about it that is just not quite my mind's eye, and you know, that doesn't stop this from being a good figure though. So just going over a few other aesthetic things I like. I think the face is really well done. There's like almost an angry, just questioning look. There's a slight raise to the eyebrow, which is very nice. I like how the hair is done, where honestly, I don't even know if this is definitely hair, because it kind of just works into the hat, the cap, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm not 100% if that is a hair or not, but in any case, it's very well done. It has a nice little flow to it, kind of ribbony, which is why I'm saying it might not be hair. Not 100% sure. But yeah, it does look good. If it is hair though, I do wish it had a little bit of a wash on it, just to differentiate it from all the rest of the red on the outfit. But yeah, still looks pretty good. The claws and also the wrists, the techno detail and the actual claws themselves are very good. And they are surprisingly sharp, which is weird for a Hasbro product. They're usually like kind of soft at the edges, especially when it comes to like Wolverine type claws, which is kind of what Lady Deathstrike has. And there is a little bit of techno detail on the chest, which I think that might be my biggest disconnect, is just that outfit design. And I've seen it in comics, don't get me wrong. Like, I recognise that as being a pretty common aesthetic choice, but it's just not how I see her. And on top of that, I will just say, there's something, I don't know if it's just a flaw with mine, or whether this is the case for all of them, that's not lined up properly, or there's an issue with this side, where it doesn't quite, you know, curve, it's curved rather than being straight, and it kind of messes up the overall look, because it just doesn't quite look right regardless, and as far as I can tell, it's not like a mess on the back, or not as far as I can tell. It seems to be fine on the back, it's just the front that seems to be a bit off. But that has kind of ruined that look for me, even though I do quite like that general design. The legs having the ridges, very nice. The feet are a little bit too clean for my liking, but at the same time, it allows for a really good standing, which, I mean, it's so easy to stand her, and that's amazing for a female character, especially when she has such large arms. And yeah, that's one thing that I can't help but just say is really good about this. The weird, like, I guess it's the underwear over the tight sort of look. I don't really like that. It looks alright though, it works. And it does kind of separate all the tan from itself, so that's something, as well as the red armbands, separating the white of the sleeves and stuff. Overall, it looks good. It's just not my preference. Going over articulation, starting at the neck, there is a ball and hinge, allows for a bit of forward, not great, but it's alright, and then pretty much no back. I think that might actually be neutral now I'm looking at that, but you do actually get a decent amount of tilt, which is odd, but I think it's just because of how low the ball actually is in the head, which, just removing the head real quick, yeah, like, it's a very high ball, but then the actual socket is very shallow, so yeah, it does allow for a nice amount of movement, and yeah, it's alright. I just think the hair kind of gets in the way, and it's not ideal, but it's fine. At the waist, we do have a ball joint, which allows for all kinds of hula hoop action. Unfortunately, nothing else in the torso, though. At the arms, out. Probably would go further than 90, except for the, I guess, the shoulder. I was about to call it a pauldron. I don't even know what to call it. They were popular in the 80s. I can't remember what they're actually called. But yeah, you can also turn all the way around. Swivel at the bicep, always appreciated. Single elbow, which is very tight. Gets to about 90, I'd say. Yeah, 90 pretty much. And then you have side-to-side wrist with rotation there as well. Very good. The legs we have out. Better than some Spider-Man. We have forward, which is ridiculously good. Back runs into the sculpt, unfortunately, but still okay. Then swivel at the thigh. We have double knee. Goes, a decent amount of the way. I'm fine with that. As long as I can get a running pose out of a figure, I'm usually pretty happy. And then, even though, there's perfect lines to be able to do it, no boot swivel. We have forward, not great. Back, pretty good. And then forward-facing pin for rocker. So, pretty standard overall, especially for a female figure. And as I said in the aesthetic bit, stands really well. She's a bit short, so I do need to put the camera down. But yeah, she stands really easily, which always a benefit, something that you don't see with too many female characters, especially in Marvel Legends, but even just Marvel characters in general just don't seem to want to stand. Moving on to comparisons, we have I believe it's the retro-carded Wolverine. Don't know which specific retro card, because I know there's been a few. I don't like this figure, but it's my only normal Wolverine, so yeah, it works. It's the default body, it's the standard Wolverine body, so I like this. I think she should be a little bit taller, maybe. But, you know what, I'm not too fussed. And then, of course, we have a Cyclops, is this the House of M? I think it's Tri-Sentinel Wave. And, once again, I do think she should be closer to Cyclops' height. But not knowing her actual, continuity height, this works for me. I'm perfectly fine with this. And at the end of the day, she's mostly going to be fighting Wolverine. He'll be crouched down, he'll be in an action pose. She can just be kind of stood over him sort of thing. So, yeah, I'm fine with this. And then, just for some female representation from the X-Men, I've actually forgot what her name is, but from the Tri-Sentinel Wave, I've blanked on her name, that's going to bug me. But then we also have the retro-carded Dazzler, and, yeah, I do, once again, just think I think Deathstrike should just be slightly taller. I don't know, I feel like when Dazzler's taller than her, that seems a bit off for me. But at the same time, she's taller than, I can't think what name is. That's really going to bug me. But yeah, there we go. That's some more X-Men comparisons. And then, of course, the Star Wars Black Series Stormtrooper Battle Damage Edition is the first version. And the Jazzwares Legendary Series Fortnite Fish Stick. And, yeah, when, a major villain is shorter than a Stormtrooper, there's some discrepancy, especially when, this is 6.5 inch scale and this is 6 inch perfect scale. I don't know, I'm not too confident in that. But with all that said, I do like this figure a lot more than I expected to. It's still not perfect to me. I'm sure there'll probably be a future Lady Deathstrike that kind of fills, my hole in the collection for a Lady Deathstrike that actually matches my mind's eye. But for now, this will definitely do. I can throw this next to Wolverine. I can throw this next to the other X-Men villains or X-Men heroes, in fact. And yeah, I can deal with this for now. But in any case, that's going to be it for this review. So thanks for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you're new around here, and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. Again, new review out every Tuesday and Friday. And if you subscribe, you'll see them every time I upload them. But yeah, that's going to be it for this. And yeah, hope to see you next time. Bye!